Okay, now I'm going to talk a bit about touch controls and virtual inputs. Virtual inputs, to start with, are, let's start with grabbing our control scheme. Virtual inputs are another input type, just like keyboard, gamepad, or mouse, but they're virtual, so you'll be able to say from a script inside Unity, say I make this virtual inputs v left. I'll be able to say set the virtual input v left to 0.6 or to pressed, and Sinput will look at that and treat it just like any of the other inputs. So that means you can have things control. Sinput things controlled by scripts inside the game. This will allow for if you've got your own custom controller that you've been building and programming yourself, you can have Sinput interact with it that way. Have your own scripts tell Sinput, okay, my controller is reading as this right now. Or you could have virtual controllers inside the game that can be played that way. Which is largely how touch controls themselves work. Included are a couple of prefabs, a button and a stick. Let's just drop a button in the scene here. Unity, come on. There we go. Okay, that's a bit far away. Let's bring that closer. Okay. So here's a button. We specify, I'm going to make it we specify the virtual input ID. So I want it. This is the same cube from our basic usage. So let's say touch jump. That's the virtual input that it will be changing. And then for our jump, we'll add a virtual input touch jump. So now when we run this and press this button, you can see that it does as it does the thing that happens when we press jump. So I could use the keyboard here, of course, or gamepad and touchscreen. And I can also show you the stick as well, which is also useful. Let's try and get that a bit closer to the screen so we can see what we're doing. Touch up, down, left, right. Those are the defaults. We need to set those up. By default, Unity doesn't have touch inputs listed, but we can add them fairly simply. The reason they're not listed by default is just because it's a little bit slower, and most games I don't imagine are made using touchscreen, but you only need to set it up once and then it will work. So we've just set up the virtual inputs for left, right, up and down, and our touch stick, looks at those virtual inputs. Well, it doesn't look at them, it says you're this value right now. Oh, and we can set up how much of an area can be clicked in. I mean, not clicked in. I am using the mouse for now, but these work completely with touch screens, so don't worry about that. Although the cube only looks at the horizontal axis, but as you can see, it's working just grand. So that's basically how virtual inputs work. You can use them for anytime you want scripts to tell Sinput what the value of inputs are. So that could work for your own custom controllers, controls in the game. Say like you make a button in a game and a character jumps on it and makes another character walk around. I don't know. That could be a thing. Or in this case, touch controls. So yeah, that's just how that works.